Well, top of the morning to you. You reached the Tasmania Reaction Channel. Hope you're all doing well out there this interesting evening. You reached the Tasmania Reaction Channel. Like, subscribe, comments if you like, good or bad. Whatever you feel. Help me grow the channel. Tell your friends, share. But just want to get right into this. Like I said, been away for a while. A lot of things going on. Gonna get to kind of what's interesting, but kind of the main topic of everything that's going on, actually. First, I want to go, man, so many people talking about the Charlie Kirk assassination this evening or today. First, I want to start off by saying feel horrible, and yes, I'm going to say it, thoughts and prayers out to his wife and his 3-year-old and 1-year-old child, or his 1-year-old and 3-year-old children. Know he's a very religious man, so I feel confident in saying that he's with God, and his works aren't over, nor will I be speaking about him in past tense anytime soon. Yeah, I'm going to probably get into this a little bit too at the end there. Today, I was working, so get to stay away from live TV, stuff like that while I'm working. But was actually sending the newest release of the video by the female Ukrainian refugee that was killed in North Carolina. They released a video showing a new version, and you kind of see everything going. Sorry, I've been just interesting evening. Well, let's get into this. So, wow, just before I came down here, just got in the middle of a family talk with my wife and kids, and for those who don't know, I've got all adults now, 2 girls, a boy, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, little one came down from upstairs and kind of started. She asked me if sending him information about the Charlie Kirk incident. Didn't know who was interested, didn't know who not, but wanted to give him an update. The young one, she said, "Did he pass?" And I said, "Yeah, he did pass." And she said, "Oh, that sucks. He's from what I know, he seemed like a decent guy." And she mentioned something about, well, we can't really have an opinion anymore. It was interesting because my other daughter was occupied doing something else. She came up, and I I got some brothers and sisters out there that, as I said, only have a handful of friends. Probably less than the fingers you have on one hand, by choice. Well, some by choice, some by not. Not too many people want to be my friends, nor do I want many to be my friends. I enjoy the people I like to be around, and that's few and far between. But I do have a lot of brothers and sisters out there, did some time with here and there. And we were all, as I was getting the video out of the Ukrainian refugee getting murdered, or getting offed, I all of a sudden came across Charlie Kirk got shot. And then the videos came, and yeah, it looked pretty bad. And so my daughter came up. I sent them the information when I got them, and she said she didn't want to say it, but she works in the medical field, and she, wife does the same. And they all both kind of said didn't want to say anything before it came out, but it looked bad, and we all pretty much kind of. I think everybody who saw the videos that we saw, which I know there's many people out there, yeah, we saw it looked pretty bad. But I think it's important to see the ugliness and what people are willing to do, because you got to be ready for it. There's enough evidence out there that shouldn't be surprising, and you got to be ready. Oh, good old saying, old good football saying, you got to keep your head on a swivel. You got to keep your head on a swivel out there, kids. So anyways, my other daughter had come up and out of her mouth the same thing. What, we can't have an opinion anymore? The youngest one said, I just said that. And so we got to talking, and we're all pretty, we all kind of lean the same way politically. And my wife said she couldn't believe that a coworker had come up to her and said, well, this is the gist of it. Well, I feel sorry for his wife and children, but I don't feel bad for what happened to him. And my wife was like, she was blown away by that. So blown away, she was just like, didn't really say anything. And when you're not in the battle, like me and as I call them, my brothers and sisters are in, and have seen this ugliness building for quite some time now. I guess it's some surprising every now and then, but knowledge is king. I'll say that many times in this video, and I'll say it many times elsewhere. Knowledge is king. So it shouldn't be surprising, but it's always going to be surprising when something like this happens. Like, somewhat surprised that it happened, but should we be surprised? After twice with Trump last year, it was literally milliseconds and inches away from having that same area hit. Ear, that's kind of neck area, right? Which brings the point, same shooter, just luck, the Lord's intervention, the energy, the world, the universe turned Trump's head right when the sniper decided to hold that breath and squeeze that trigger. This would have happened to him. And I'm saying beyond this battle's been going on. Been going on for quite some time. And I've seen it. My brothers and sisters have seen it. But I'd kind of seen my wife today, and she just noticed it. She's blown away that this individual who she kind of gets along with literally had the nerve to be happy that someone was off today, and had the I don't know if that's the right word, the gall, to me, the sadness. Because I feel sorry for people like that. The sadness to be happy that someone was offed. Someone who has a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old, a wife, who's not even old enough to be president, and to say, oh, I'm sorry for this family, but I don't feel bad for him. I was watching, I think, was it Patrick McDavid, who, many of you know he's an Iranian refugee, I believe, or his family was. I think he might be, I don't know if he's American, but he was doing he was doing a show, I don't know, a conference, I guess, and he was about to come up when he actually already had the word that Charlie was shot. He was gonna come up and do a prayer. I think seconds before he took the stage, I think he was walking up the stage, and one of his colleagues said, "Charlie's dead." He got up on stage and announced to the crowd the current status of Charlie, and started saying, I think he had talked to Charlie last week or something. And in the background, don't know if it was planned beforehand or whatnot, the Gladiator song is playing, and there's that saying out there women like to throw around. You've seen the videos I've sent. Real men cry. Say bullshit. Real men don't cry. That's my philosophy. As I said, this channel is more like I'm talking to my kids. I'm talking to myself, trying to be strong for the family. Real men don't cry. Real men get emotional. Not saying the tear won't come down or something, but not playing with definitions. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're not old enough to understand what I'm talking about. Men get emotional. The example I used was that stupid Love Island show. All of a sudden, the guy you met 3 days ago gets kicked off, and you're crying because he's gone. Well, that's a man. Real men cry. Okay, that's the type of man you want. What I'm getting at is Patrick McDavid's up there. Is that his name, Patrick? Anyway, he's up there and he's saying some good things, real things about Charlie, and the song starts playing, and man, he just gets choked up. Can't finish what he's saying. His eyes get watery. I don't remember a tear coming down. That's how real men get emotional. He lost a brother. Mind you, he was asked if he wanted to still go up just before he went up. Because Charlie was just shot. Maybe they might come after him. But he made a point to let him know he's not gonna bow down. He's not gonna get scared. Then he said that in the speech too. But you want to see what a real man is, or I don't know him personally, but you want to see what a real man, what I consider what a real man cry or get emotional. That's that right there. He lost a brother in real time, and you got that music going in the background. You got the crowd. He has his other brothers and sisters that are helping him out with the conference there. That was pretty interesting to watch. So anyway, hearing my wife say this about her friend, and was blown away by it. Try to explain to her why again. I think that, and I know a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of sisters I know out there who are up on politics and understand the battle. And when I say the battle, if you don't know what I'm talking about, once again, you're too young to understand what's going on. And when I say young, that doesn't mean age. It means you're too young. So I kind of seen a realization, if I said that right, in my wife's eyes, to be like, she was blown away that someone would say that. I mean, there's individuals I don't like in politics. I would, if they were assassinated, I would not be happy. Every life is precious. Wouldn't be dancing around. I wouldn't be taking a shot with the bullet. As I hear some of these, like the libs on TikTok, that's all you got to do. Look up that. Just go on X, go on TikTok right now. People living it up. Gonna be in my prayers. tonight. You guys need it. I mean, I need it. You guys need it. It's sad. It's sad and it's scary. But let me say, it's scary for you. It's not for me. It's scary for you. You ever heard you wake up a sleeping giant? You want to play games? Keep these videos going up. I've already seen a lot today of people that I work with. Just talking about the girl from North Carolina. Wow, did you see that? Yeah. There's this video. Oh my gosh. I've seen guys there that are on both sides, or whatever, all sides, Democrat, Republican, liberal, neutral, whatever, different races. And I work with some real guys too. And the anger of every single one of them, they were extremely. Some of them hadn't seen it. Some of them had, but hadn't seen the newer video that came out this morning or late last night, where you literally see him hit her, slice her throat, and probably within 10, 12 seconds, girl falls into the, because she's on a railway. She was a little petite little thing, and you could, even with the horrible resolution, you can see the puzzle. You can see it happen so fast and so clean, which it probably was something extremely sharp. Looks like she visually realizes, hence the color of red all over her, before she actually understands where the red's coming from. And then about 6 seconds later, she rolls over and falls, not just onto the main floor, but the floor in front of her. That's how small she was. That's how little and petite she was. I'm going to say it, looking at it from a man's perspective, a true alpha, how helpless and how weaker she was compared to this other individual. And he literally used a sneak attack and a weapon on her. Now, I will say, from what I'm gathering, this person has some mental illness or some issues going on, but that's cowardly and that's trash. Just like what happened today, whether it was a professional hit or somebody cowardly, a shot, what do they say, 200 feet? I mean, I've been marksman with regular sights with an M16. Hell, you get an AR-15 with a scope, easier. You get anything bigger than that, hunting rifle, sniper rifle, 200 feet, that's easy. Well, as far as I'm just saying. So who knows, professional hit. I tend to think the way it was all set up, the angle for the person to be able to see Charlie under the tent would push me more to that it was a professional hit of some sort, or at least was aware of how everything was going to be set up, or this person totally got lucky, or this person went to a few events and this happened to be the one where a building lined up perfectly for him. Charlie, it's for you, bud. So, before this happened, I showed my son was the first one to see the girl, because I was sending out videos to my brothers and sisters, as I call them, and he was angry. First thing you think of is your sister. He's got two sisters. Thinks that could be his sister. I mean, shoot, could have been him, could have been me, could have been his mom. And he's like, I don't know why, but that angers me. He left. about 5 minutes after he left, immediately get a text, Charlie's been shot. I message him. He's at his other job. By the time he gets to his job or he responds to me, he was like, no way. I'm like, yeah. By that time, I already knew he had passed, and I let him know. And he didn't understand why it bothered him so much. The funny thing about that is, you want to know who Charlie was? About a year ago at this time, my son says, hey, I know you listen to a lot of podcasters. Do you know this guy named Charlie Kirk? I was like, hell yeah, man, I know that dude. I'm like, I love, not just I love him. And you hear a lot of people say it. The way he debated, he was so respectful and he was so to the point. Didn't try to insult people's intelligence. When people try to insult his intelligence, he just hit them back with logic. One of the kindest debaters I've ever seen. If you ever have a question or you think that he's something, he did a whatever podcast. If you guys don't know what that is, a lot of people know. A lot of times all they have is like usually a probably a conservative speaker, and usually about 8 to 12 OnlyFans, and most of them are pretty decent looking, hence why they probably have OnlyFans. And he was on with about that many, and he proved, he did what he does, and a lot of them didn't like his facts and where it is from. I don't think he got too many of them to disagree or turn in their OnlyFans, but they understood that he was making a point. Not just at his point, he was making a point. Meaning, there was quite a few times in there, they knew by him telling them they were OnlyFans. And if you don't know what that means, then you're not grown up enough to watch this channel. They're OnlyFans. They didn't like it. I can understand why. No one likes being called a slut or a prostitute. And when he's so good at what he does, that you actually call yourself that in a debate, because he's turned it around so much with his facts and got you pretty much to call yourself out. But the way he does it, most of the time when he got to a point and they were like that, and I believed him where he was coming from. A lot of times he said, I'll pray for you. You'll be in my thoughts. And I truly mean that. That's what, said something like that. I saw a long time ago. I thought he said it a few times. Go watch it. So, and so talking to the daughters, and they're saying, yeah, you can't even have an opinion anymore. And then my daughter jumped on to, yeah, anything Trump says is horrible and whatever. And it's, he's a racist. He's this, that, and the other. And I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying Charlie's perfect. I'm not saying any of the people I listen to is perfect. I'm not saying people in CNN, MSNBC, Fox, anybody out there is perfect. I know I ain't perfect. But I'm just saying that if my daughter's son come up to me, I try to give him facts. Maybe like Charlie did, but I am not articulate like him. But I do have some facts, and I do have some experiences of living life. And that's what I kind of do, so my kids like I said, my kids kind of understand, like, maybe for a while they were kind of like listening to whatever all the mainstream media was saying, but they also have social media, and they can see some things. So when they start questioning me, and then I tell them start looking at this, all of a sudden their algorithms start seeing some of the other side. So they're They know who to come to, and I don't necessarily tell them how to think, but I point them, look at this video, watch this guy, watch this guy. Same subject, but watch this guy. So they come to me for a few things, so they kind of know they kind of get a gist of it, and they make their own decisions, So talking with that, we all just kind of broke up from there. But like I said, I can see it's touched them. My daughters knew who Charlie Kirk was. His son knew, obviously, because like I said, he let me know. And then later on today, the son sends it, and he's just like, it's so stupid. Like, why this guy was actually get some points across. He gets some knowledge out there. He gives some good advice. He speaks some scripture. He'd speak some facts. He'd speak some experiences. And he was proof that you don't need a college degree to be successful, to be smart, to make something of yourself in America. That rules mean something. Laws mean something. And he was taken away because of that, I personally think maybe there's a side note that he was taken away because of what he did for Trump. Everybody knows that many podcasters have said this, and it's not a secret, so it's not like I'm a genius or anything, but people know for a fact that he's a big reason that Donald Trump got so many of the young vote. He started his what is it called? Turning Point USA. Did the old Steven Crowder thing. Whatever. Male shouldn't be female in sports. Prove me wrong. His was Turning Point USA. It was something. It wasn't Change My Mind, but it was same concept, which is fine. But I think Steven Crowder came up with it. It was like, prove my point, or prove your point, or argue my point. Something, I don't know. But let me. So first of all, let me just end this segment with this. It's interesting to see how my kids reacted, knowing that that's what Charlie is, and that's why Charlie's still here and will be here, and probably be one of the latest. What do they call him? It'll come to me. But his legacy is going to carry on. And just today, how many people I've seen wake up? I seen one right in front of my face. My daughter said the same thing of how many of these TikToks or whatever that she's seen of all these people, these joyful, these celebrations. Like I understand it. They're seeing it now, and they're like, these people are really out there. That's why we're running into things like this. School shootings. The Catholic school shooting that happened, which I could talk about as well. The girl being murdered in North Carolina. Charlie being assassinated. Trump trying to be almost assassinated twice. Nothing happened to Joe Biden. But the Republican or the Democrats are the party of understanding. Really. Yeah, I got a philosophy on that. So now let me shift to so the wife, and also seeing the wife, her mind. Now, so like I was saying earlier, so like I said, I know a lot of women out there understand what's going on in politics as well if they have an interest in it. But this is just another prime example of where I think, women are strong enough to bring children in. Other videos have been more in depth in this, but that women are strong enough to bring in children for the family, and men are strong enough to bore the the true burden of a relationship. A little short philosophy of that goes, if you have a woman and man relationship or marriage, it's about 49% divorce rate. However, even with that divorce rate, 70% of those divorces are started by women. If it's a male-male marriage, they only get divorced 30% of the time. If it's a female-female marriage, they are like high 70% of getting divorced. There's many more in my past video that explains that in more depth, but in short, again, women are strong enough to bring in children into the family. Men are strong enough to bore the true the true weight of a relationship, the burden of a relationship. So when men marry, that's why they only get divorced 30% of the time, because they deal with it. They know how to deal with burdens, the heavy weight of a relationship. Women marriage, 80%. They run. Who's going to take over? They don't. Somebody has to carry the burden. Somehow, somebody. Can you share it? They can't even share it. It proves 80%. Then in a heterosexual relationship, 49% is divorce. However, those 70% of those divorces are created by, it's almost the same, very close percentages with women, men. That's 70%, and only 30% of men go start the divorce proceedings in a heterosexual. So we'll go to that and say, so this is why, and I try to explain to the wife a little bit to say, yeah, I know, people are like, oh, religion, politics, oh, don't talk about it. Well, there's a reason why there is reason to talk about it, is because this battle that I speak of, that my brothers and sisters understand, and we may not even talk for 6 months. We may not even talk for 8 months. But when something happens, out of the blue, I don't even get, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, what's up, sis? What's up? Whatever. It's immediately a link to something. Boom, check this out. Heads up, this is going on. Whoa, what the hell? This, this person got stabbed. This person's going on. This person, got essayed on a railway downtown in the city. Things like that. And that's all I need. I don't need to really reply. They see I see it. We're good. Thank you. We already know. I got you. Thanks, sis. Thanks, bro. Don't even need to say that, but sometimes we do. Same thing happened here. Haven't talked to them quite a while. All of a sudden, every single one of them, boom, boom, dude, Charlie Kirk, or the girl. And that's what's going on. So I'm gonna get back to it a little bit, but just seeing it in my household. Charlie Kirk brought us together to talk about the seriousness and get some pointers. Keep your head on a swivel. You go anywhere, keep the wall to your back. Reiterate that stuff. Ask to want to go shooting again. So you're on. So you're more comfortable. Right now, lots of things you can do to be prepared. That's why a lot of times I'll get in arguments about Second Amendment. Why do you need a gun? Don't worry about me there, sweetheart. Why are you trying to take a gun out of my daughter who weighs 105 pounds? No. Why do you say? What the reason why I say that is you ask, why do I need a gun? No. It's not necessarily just for me. I'm asking you reality here. My daughter's 105 pounds soaking wet. She goes out for a jog. She has a fanny pack on. All of a sudden, a guy, normally I tell my daughters to ensure that they do their route to ensure that there's that you could see, a good chance you could see somebody coming from distance, so that you're like not in the woods, but say you're like on a path, yet there's enough room that you could see somebody. Obviously you're not going to have enough that you can run away from somebody if they're faster than you. However, that's why she's got the fanny pack on. Because I can tell you what can equalize a 180-pound man, a 200-pound man, and a woman that is 105 pounds. Man comes out of nowhere, that fanny pack gets unzipped, and a little friend pops out. And all 8, 10, 12 of her buddies are faster runners than he is. Why do you want to take a gun from my 105-pound, my 98-pound, hell, my 135-pound daughter? Yeah, think about that. Don't worry about me there, sweetheart. I'm dealing with reality, not your bullshit. So anyways, but I digress. So I'm seeing a lot of the podcasters I listen to, and they're being hit hard today. And it's not weakness, my friends. It's still Charlie at work. I watch podcasters of different races. Black, white, Indian, husband, wife, male, female, trans, gay, lesbian. Name Patrick and David, Iranian, Asian. And again, it ain't weakness. They're gathering the troops. And when I say that, be ready. Be ready to imply that Second Amendment. And that Second Amendment is about defending, to be clear. Be ready. Defending. When you're talking about anything offensive, I mean, some of us are ready. Some of us got ready today. Or definitely might have their ears open now to individuals like myself. That's what the Second Amendment's for. Balance. And to defend what's yours. And your life is yours, okay? And stop with thoughts and prayers? Nope. You need to stop with this gun. You even saw some of MSNBC, CNN start giving the how loose Utah gun laws are. Something tells me that gun didn't go off by itself. Stop with the guns. Again, why you want to take a gun out of my daughter's hands, my wife's hands? That's an argument for a whole nother time. Then, if I may, before I continue, because I want to talk about prayer for a moment. This guy.
BC, in which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, I emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea. But
a supporter shooting a gun off in celebration. So as the initial headlines crossed, the first thing was...
Okay, if you know that's Trisha Reagan. When I heard that, I was literally at work, and I had my earphones on, and I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And somebody heard me, they're like, "Dude, you okay?" I'm like, "Listen to this bullshit." They already knew what had happened. And they go, "What a fucking moron." Oh, we have no idea where the shot came from. Could have been, and why? Anything to get Trump's name in there. Just like, oh, the school shooting. He had Trump on one of his magazines. Yeah, it said something about kill Trump. That's what it had. But the way they reported it was that all it said was Trump. So then people, oh, he's a Trump supporter. He had Trump on his. No, he said had killed Trump and down with Trump or some suck Trump. But and one of the magazines for sure said, kill Trump or something. This dumb motherfucker. I'm sorry. That's a dumb motherfucker. If somebody like this was in my presence, I think I legally would have the right to beat the shit out of him just for being fucking stupid. Oh, we have no idea. Could have been somebody could have been a Trump supporter celebrating and shot. You should be fired on the spot. If you want to think for a second that isn't just to get Trump's name in there, so to try to blame Trump, you got to be kidding me. So then there was also this on with Daryl, whatever his name is.
Hour, people would put politics aside, not MSDNC. So not only did they suggest
MSNBC.
that it was a Trump supporter who did this, but they also go back to describing him as a divisive figure.
Oh yeah, this is where he's shot at this point. I don't think, but they go through and they literally say the lies about Charlie Kirk. Just because somebody has different opinions of you, there are people out there. Like I still listen to them, but the fresh and fit guys. But I can understand where people go over and they say the type of stuff that type of ways that they talk about people and do things. I could see the dislike of them. Also, the Romanian brothers out there. But I still listen to them. They actually have a couple of decent things to say though too. But sometimes they go overboard. Charlie Kirk wasn't that. He just had different opinions. He was religious. He wasn't down with the people who are gay and acting that way because he's a Bible guy. He didn't want to transition trans kids, things like that, which to me aren't really far off. I'm Catholic, so a lot of things I don't agree with. I don't think he ever said that he would never be around a gay person. Matter of fact, I think there's other times in there I've seen him with a trans person. No problem. He's not scared of them. I'm not scared of them. I'm karaoke hell. I hang out with a bunch of gay people all the time, male, females. I don't care. But I also have my beliefs in a certain way. And I'm also not perfect. I also do weird things that aren't biblically sound too. So I ain't perfect. So I'm not here to judge. I'll be judged up there. I got to worry about myself, not somebody else. But so this is what they're calling him on MSNBC.
Etc. I'll just let you hear it for yourself. Take a look.
In which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, I emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea. But
Charlie Kirk is a divisive figure, polarizing, lightning rod, whatever term you want to use. Why?
Well, he's one of MAGA's most prominent voices online. He hosts a near daily podcast. He opines on almost everything. He's been very closely aligned with the president since his initial run for office in 2015, 2016. And his ties to Trump really elevated his own brand. He was really quite young as an activist when the president launched his initial campaign. And he has kind of ridden along with MAGA since 2016 and built up a massive, massive brand of his own.
Yeah, you see, it's the language they use and the way they word things to minimize the impact of Charlie Kirk. There's no question.
Yep. Another military man right there. Adopted. Gone through some stuff. It's a great channel. Yeah, he's a good dude. Would like to meet him too. It's outrageous. They say stuff like that. What? Oh my gosh! What an idiot. Again, it was a recording of the guy saying that. Oh, one of his supporters. Well, one of his supporters is a Trump supporter. But getting to prayer. I'm glad I didn't hear any shit like that today. Like during the school shooting. Oh, they were praying when it happens. I'm tired of this. Thoughts and prayers. Do you not understand what thoughts and prayers are? Obviously not. Because you that before that comment that just happened, that's the dumbest fucking comment that I've heard. I'm tired of this thoughts and prayers. We need to do action, which is what, get rid of the guns. I'm sure that's what they're going after. Shut up. Let me just, I don't want to get into religion with you, but if you don't understand the Christian faith based on the initial Catholic faith and all that, if you know why Easter happens, a few days before that, something happened to a man named Jesus, a man named Jesus Christ, who is the Son of God in the story. You don't have to believe it. I'm telling you the story. So for those who believe it, they believe this. If you just want to hear it like a story, just hear me out. And that's what thoughts and prayers are, okay? You understand what thoughts and prayers are? Well, the man, Jesus Christ, understands he's the Son of God. He knows what's happening to him. He knows what's going on. And even in the day of what is as we call it, the Passion, he's even praying. He knows what's going to happen. He knows what his trial needs to be, why he needs to be the sacrificial lamb for our sins. He knows what's going to happen, and you know what he's doing? He's fucking praying. So if Jesus is praying during times, then we need to pray. It's not a genie bottle that we rub and magic happens. It's prayers. And just like Charlie and these kids, yes, it's horrendous to feel that, or to see and know that these kids are gone. Hopefully none of them suffered. However, there's something better than here if we believe this way. And these kids were in church. I know Charlie was. I don't want to talk about the kids like this way, because they are. It was what, 8 and 10, horrible. But they're in a better place, and they didn't have to suffer as much as we. Don't want to make it sound like they're lucky. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is it's a horrible situation. However, they got called up early. They're looking down upon us. That's what I believe. I'm not a crazy lunatic, but I'm a Catholic, okay? Charlie, I don't even know he's Catholic or he's just Christian, but I know he's Christian based. Charlie is an angel now, okay? That's why he's not going to be talked past tense. At this point, Charlie is the pattern of my generation, of Gen X. If you don't understand what I'm saying, during World War II, there was a general named General Patton. Very important to the war. Heavy asset. The man saved thousands of lives with his strategy. As soon as the war, I'm sorry I didn't look it up. As soon as the war was over, pretty much, I don't remember if it was officially over or the battles, but pretty much everything was over. He gets in an accident in a Jeep that he's being driven around as he's a 4-star general, and he dies. And I hope that's true, because I'm pretty sure that's what I thought, and I didn't look it up. So, if I'm wrong, comments say I'm stupid for... But once again, I also told you, September 11th. Fucking 9/11. Okay. So, if I'm totally wrong about this, then sorry about the analogy or whatever, but he is at this point the General Patton of my generation. He did what he needed to do. He secured the vote for the president that we have now. And God said, I need you up here with me. You need to be more. You did what you needed to do. You started the foundation. And just today, I've seen some of his acts already. And I hope it doesn't get lost. I hope it continues, because we need more people to open their eyes. We need more people to keep their head in a swivel. We need more people to understand that there is evil out there. We need to understand that and not be surprised overly to the point of, wow, I really like this person. I cannot believe they literally are happy that a person is dead because he had difference of opinions. That's out there. I see it all the time. You want to talk about people who just defriend you or unfriend you? That's stupid for one. Those are the same people. And I'm sure there's some that just don't want to hear your mouth anymore. But there's still a lot of those people are the same ones that are cheering and happy that the bullet hit its target. I'm not happy for Charlie's family and that he is gone from this physical life, but I feel he is up, and he will continue to do his works as he's up there looking down upon us and doing what he's meant to do. So he's not gone. So let me give you a little advice of what's going on right now. As I said, I'd use this channel as if I'm talking to my wife or my son or daughter. Again, I want to reiterate, I wouldn't go around terminating people because they're trans, because they're gay, because they're white, because they're black, because they're Mexican, because they're brown, because they're illegal, because they're whatever. I have no right to do that. Don't even be close to think of that. So why in the hell can somebody take Charlie Kirk out? What did the guy do? But I'm telling you, these outlets need to stop this bullshit of lying about everything. Charlie Kirk is up in heaven now and is gonna do way more works than before. But let me just tell you a couple of things here that still are happening. Like, for instance, a couple of things with Charlie Kirk real quick. There's people that are calling him racist. They're calling him a Nazi. Calling all these things. Same things they call Ben Shapiro. Same thing they call where Ben's big in his Jewish faith. Charlie Kirk helped the Palestinian groups immensely. All that stuff is bullshit. So if you had a deranged person, if this wasn't a professional hit, which questionable, and if they don't find this guy, it was a professional hit. I'm telling you. And if they do, they're going to find a patsy, and that's bullshit. We need to find out who made this happen. If getting off, but there are still people who, to this day, I have the actual footage, videos, probably 4 or 5 times on my phone. We still have people today that think Donald Trump said, or when he said there were fine people on both sides in Charlottesville, that one of those people that were good was the neo-Nazis that were there. Let me tell you something. There were 3 people there. 3 people groups, 3 groups there. There were the people that were for the statue to stay up. There were people that were against the statue to remain up. And then there were the Nazis. And if you don't believe me, listen to the clip that's 30 seconds longer. And he says there were good people on both sides. He's talking about the people that were for and against the statue, meaning he respected both sides. And that it's true. I think we need to keep our history intact. Don't be tearing down. Don't be changing names of forts that we have and stuff like that. People wanted to tear down a Southern statue, and others wanted to keep it up for that. I would have been here. I think I would have been a fine person on this side. I have many friends that say, no, I'd like to tear that shit down. They're also good people. That's what he's talking about. But in the speech itself, he says there were fine people on both sides. He takes a 3-second pause or so, and he goes, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis. They should be totally condemned. He literally says that. And there are people to this day that still think that he said there were good people on both sides, and one of the sides, that there was only two sides. There were like the regular protesters and neo-Nazis. That's not even factual. And when I show people, not anymore, but I used to be surprised when I showed them that. I'm like, why? What else? What else you got? Because I have 180 different videos on my phone that prove multiple lies that have been told. And literally, let me just say, if there's a quote out there and it cuts off, find that same quote by Donald Trump and then watch the next 30 to another minute of that. And you'll probably get the whole meaning of what he said. And it has nothing to do with what they say. People on both sides was still being talked about by Obama, would still be talking about Harris, and still talked about by Biden a year ago during the campaign. Just lying to you. And who's to say this deranged individual who happened to be black, who ended up stabbing this little Ukrainian female who slumped down in between the little space because she's so little, her lifeless body just went through there, get stabbed by somebody. More layer of video, multi layers, multi angles. Everybody in there is one race, except the one girl that walks in. They're all black. This girl walks in, sits down, mind her own business. Immediately, the guy flips out his blade, gets up, hits her, slits. She looks up, she kind of looks down. He starts walking away, and she notices what's going on. And if you actually pay attention, even with that shitty resolution, I can almost sit there and I can almost see her understanding that she's gone. That she's gone from this world. Over what? I don't know. Maybe this guy was just arranged. But then you listen to all these other people. He literally says right after that, I got that white bitch. I got that white bitch. What the hell do you think that means? No, it's not racial. Really? And I might understand, even though I couldn't do it. And I know a lot of my brothers and sisters, even my sisters out there, who I did some time in the trenches with, would have no problem going after that dude. But even if they didn't go after that dude, not one of those people went up to that girl. And at least while the video's going on, I hope like heck there's video that shows after somebody tried. They all walked by her. Not one went to maybe try to put. It was probably horror. It looked bad. They got good videos of what happened to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk looked bad. She looked bad. But not one person had the heart to go down and help her out. Fine, you got the balls to go after this guy. Maybe I can buy that. But you can't. You just walk right by her as she slumps over. At least maybe she could have had a warmth of a hand within that 10, 12 seconds that she still was breathing and her heart was beating. To have the hand of a stranger hold her hand. I don't know, hell, maybe somebody there knows a guy named Jesus. Allah. Sat down and just prayed with her, started praying with her. Maybe someone like myself could have got down there, started praying the rosary with her. Nah, they just walk right by. I'm out. Oh, not my problem. Not in my house. It's bullshit. And that's what I was going to talk about. And that's what I was sending because I had that video. This is what I was going to talk about. And I don't wish that, but that had already happened. Not to mention, remember, this happened on August 22nd. The only reason why we know about this is the podcasters I listen to Finally got a hold of it about 3-4 days ago. Oh, because it's a black man with a white woman. I don't give a shit. If it's cops with a black guy, if it's a white guy who's trying to protect what Daniel Henning, is that his name or whatever, trying to help out because I don't know, a guy on a railway just like this, a subway, railway, whatever, gets up and says, I'm gonna kill everybody, I don't care, I'm not afraid to die, I'm not afraid of prison, blah blah blah. This guy who has served his country, right, was willing to give his life to this country, gets up, takes the man down. Then 2 other individuals help him who aren't white. Now the man that was going crazy, whatever, he was black. White man gets up, puts him in a chokehold. I think there was a Mexican man and a black man were also on top of him, holding them down. The guy who was saying he was crazy, he didn't care who he was with, goes to the hospital, and once everybody gets there, dies on the way there. They try to get this white dude, Daniel Penning, that's his name, Daniel Penning, for murder. And even the people that were around him literally are saying, oh man, he saved us, we were scared. This guy was going up and was going crazy, he didn't know what he was going to do. Well, what if Daniel Penning wasn't here? Think he might have saw that guy take out his knife? Could have used it, Daniel Penning there, right? But then again, he almost got tried for his life, so maybe Daniel Penning didn't want to do anything. I'm sorry, I'm a man, I can't do that. I'm a true alpha. I don't care. I see something like that, I can't. There was a thing that Charlie said. It was just about buying dinner on a first date. He said you have to. He said you have to as a man. He's like the money I'm going to spend for that woman and not split the check is well worth the fee than lose my honor or my manhood or something to that effect. Well, same thing with me. I see something going down, I have to help. Now, I'm going to watch over my family first, but if I'm there solo and I see something going down like that, I'm going to act, and I know many of my brothers and sisters do the same thing. But there's certain areas. Man, I'm just saying, guys, come on. Got to keep your head in the swivel. I mean, this girl from Ukraine, all of a sudden, I didn't believe that she's a Ukraine refugee. She gets here, I'm in America, I'm here to be safe. Just gets off her shift from the pizza place. Sits down, I think within 20 seconds, guy hits her, slits her throat. Within 12 seconds, she's rolled over. I think I saw another 10 seconds pass. I think 2 people walked past her. You didn't tell me they don't see any blood, anything. That this girl's in duress, needs some help. And then you're not going to do your due diligence because it doesn't fit the narrative. It is now. People need to stop. People just need to. Oh my gosh! Unfortunately, maybe this is what we need. And like I said, Charlie's work isn't over. He's still doing it. Man, I'm sorry. I got 2 daughters. I mean, his son's, he's in the middle. Could happen, in that case, could happen to anybody. You're going to be not mindful and too trusting. Matter of fact, I was talking to one of my brothers today. And he's got a daughter, and I was like, yeah, I was talking to my daughter to make sure, they keep their bags out. He's like, shit, my daughter's like, they already know that. Anywhere I go, immediately walk around. I know where all the exits are. Look around. Try to see the most strategic place to sit. Whether it's a bar or whether it's a 5-star restaurant. I do the same thing. Life experience. Dead man's hand. You know what I'm talking about? You know. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. So here's some advice. Gosh, I just get emotional. Oh, nope, actually, nope, no, I don't want to go to there either. Because then, the thoughts and prayers. I'm glad we're not saying that shit here. Because I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of thoughts and prayers with the church shooting that happened. In a situation like that, some people are surprised. Wow, what's this mom doing? What is this? Mom's getting lawyers. She won't help anybody out. Your son's dead. Your son Robert, who changed his name to Robin that you approved, is dead. Can you help out? And maybe in the future it would help to see signs, or we could know your son was old enough and have those guns legally, technically, due to the fact that since 2019, gender dysphoria isn't on the mental illness. Whereas before 2019, it was, due to the fact that if it was still on there, he couldn't have bought the guns legally. So you want to talk about doing something about guns? How about we stop taking people off of mental illness who have mental illnesses? I'm sorry if I came to you and I said, hey, I don't feel normal unless I cut my pinky off. What would you think? I can do a whole video on that. I'm going to leave it there. But what would you think if I told you that? You think I'm good? Oh, yeah, no problem there. Taz, go right ahead, bud. Go do it. Go do it, kid. Go do it, Taz. Come back. Come back. Let me know how you doing with those, what would be 7 fingers and 2 thumbs. Hopefully you'll feel normal. If not, we'll just take another pinky off, the other pinky off. What would you think? Do you think maybe? Maybe? And that's just a pinky. And then now mom won't even help. But no, man, you people want to talk about guns? Yeah, there's laws on the books. Too many as far as I'm concerned, but you know what? Use them. We don't need more. We don't need new legislation. We just need to follow the laws. And then don't start taking people off of the mental illness things. Whatever it is, if it's a mental illness, it's a mental illness. If I need to cut my pinky off to feel normal, there's fucking something wrong with me. It's not gonna fucking help if you live in my delusion. Schizophrenia. We don't promote schizophrenia, people. We give them reality and let them understand, and they go to treatment. In that case, before 2019, person wouldn't have been able to get those guns legally. It's hard enough to get guns. Just had a buddy get a shotgun. Took him 5 days to get it. No problem. We're used to it. Us that go out and get those, we're used to it. We understand. We have to put up with this bullshit. But all these people out here, oh, it's easy. You can get blah, blah, you can get this, you can get that. Yeah, really? Yeah, how about somebody just out of the blue decides they want to be an asshole and say, hey, this guy's acting crazy. Oh, yeah, you know those red flag laws? Yeah, that's one thing. But earlier, another video. Someone could write a piece of paper on a fucking napkin and you can get your guns taken away for 21 days before you even have an opportunity to speak to a lawyer. To speak to a judge or something. On a piece of paper, they could put some bullshit and they don't even have to fight for it for 21 days. And you have to turn in your guns or you can't have any guns for that 21-day period. Does that make sense to you? Somebody does an allegation that you did some type of DV or whatever. You end up getting charged or whatever because you just want to get over it. And then somebody doesn't tell you, oh, life, you can't have a gun anymore. If you have a DV charge on you federally. Federally, you can't have a gun. Yeah, real easy to get a gun. Yeah, if you're a law-abiding citizen, pure and true, and you're not a felon, you don't have a DV on you, you don't have any red flags or some asshole that decides that they're just going to call in on you. Yeah, you think if somebody wanted to hurt you, say you're dating somebody's new girlfriend, somebody decides to say, hey, this guy, he's been talking crazy. I'm not going to say my name, but, oh, red flags. Then all of a sudden I got to turn my guns in. Now I got no guns. All of a sudden, the guy who's got a problem with you dating his old girl shows up with his guns, knows you ain't got any. Double offs. Anyway, so here's advice, finally getting to it. Goddamn. I haven't done it in a long time, already late. Fuck it, gotta go to work. Might as well just stay awake and go to work now. Alright, so advice to you guys. If you really want to see the type of person Charlie Kirk was and how he handled difficult people and how he handled them fairly, watch that Whatever podcast. Plus a couple of girls on there are pretty cute. So, but oh man, then there's a simple one there who is just kind of feeling like, I almost feel like Charlie maybe had a family member who she reminded him of, because he really took to her to really, like, she just wasn't a guest there. It was really like he really felt horrible for the situation she was putting herself in. As young and innocent that she looked. I'm going to have to rewatch that. But yeah, go ahead and check that one out. I just remember that. That kind of hit me. So the people online making all these things, giving cheersing up for the bullet. Yeah. Well, I'm cheersing up for, if I'm right, Charlie being the patent. He did what he had to do while he was physically here. He helped Trump get elected. He also martyr. That's it. Found it, martyr. He's gonna be a martyr, or he is a martyr already. Seen it today. If it doesn't last, I hope it does. If it doesn't last, it right now I think it's enough. It's enough. And he's gonna continue to do works. But I say, everybody on TikTok, keep it up. Keep it up. People are going to keep seeing that. And it's like, man, there's no kidding. More and more people out there. People are going to keep their head. More and more people are going to keep their head on a swivel. More of those people are going to listen to people like me. People who got receipts. People who have facts, not just say whatever they want to say. Like Trump didn't say he grabs women by the pussy. What he said was, when they're rich, they let you do whatever. You could just go grab them in the pussy or whatever you want. He's talking about parties that rich people go to. He never... You know how many shots I've gotten? I have the videos. They're on YouTube. Look up Billy Bush. It literally says, oh yeah, man, when you're... I don't know what the time he's talking about. He's like, oh yeah, check out that chick. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever you want. If he's a dog, he's a dog. Clinton was a dog, whatever. I never thought Clinton should have been tried to impeach. It was stupid. Whatever, man. JFK was getting his stuff done. Men in power, women in power, they all do stupid shit like that. Who gives a shit? Run the country. The Monica Lewinsky thing was dumb as shit. But he did actually lie under oath. So he actually did commit a crime. Trump, on the other hand, trying to get him to do all this other bullshit, whatever. He literally said, oh yeah, when you're rich, they'll let you do anything. You could grab him by the pussy, do whatever. He never said he did it. But people will think that. And I'll even show them that. And then it so frustrates me every time I'll show them, okay, what's it? Nah, I don't want to see it. Nah, I don't. I just proved something that you've been saying for the last 5 years, 10 years, Yeah, like last 10 years. The vice president, president, and former president all said the same lie a year ago. I just proved it was wrong, and you're done listening to me? Horseshit. However, you know how many people, how awesome it is when people actually like, really? Well, then, but he's a felon though, right? Okay, he's a felon. What is his felonies? 34 counts of business records? Business records. I'm like, what? Business records accounting. Where I believe only one person's ever been charged with a felony on that. And guess who that was? Donald Trump. And you know when criminals commit a felony and it's the same felony? Because I believe, okay, honestly, I believe I think it's like 11, 11, and 7, but they're all the same type of record thing. So there's 3 different ones, but they count it every time the transaction happened. And so it's 11, 11, and 12 or something. So technically, if he was a normal person, he would have 3 felonies. Again, business booking records. What a felon, huh? Ugh, I'm never going to let that guy around my kid. It was banking error. Wasn't even like embezzlement or anything. He put the thing or his accountant put the thing in the wrong thing. No one has ever been charged with that. At most, if anything happens, it's a misdemeanor. But not for Trump. It was a felony. Oh, well, he's a rapist. He did whatever. Jean Carroll, look her up. She says rape is sex. She says that is sexy. She says it's a fantasy. Her dog's name is Vagina. And there's other crazy things that she's freaking said. She's also been essayed by, I don't know, 11 people. Yeah. And it also was not criminal. It was in a civil court. Look up the difference between civil proof and criminal proof. Big difference. So he's not, what do they say? He hasn't been convicted of that. You only get convicted if it's criminal. Look it up, legal terms. So that's why he got money from CBS when they said that he was a whatever. So anyway, but keep it up. Let me get back to what I'm saying. It's going long. Keep it up. Keep what you're doing. And people are watching. Okay? The other thing. Don't unfriend these people. Right now I got somebody on Facebook. Good. I'm glad it happened. Of course, a couple of my other friends came over or not friends, but the people I know came over, said some nasty things. I'm trying to keep it civil. I said, hey, I'm going to pray for you. It's a shame that you feel that way. Something to that effect. I can't remember. They might watch this because I'm going to post it on Facebook, whatever. But and I do mean that. I don't think there's something mentally wrong with you, but something has gone wrong that you would, no matter, unless it's, if you're talking about somebody like Hitler, true Hitler, okay, I get you. That's an enemy. Killed a lot of people. Yeah. You got a serial killer out there. Yeah, get rid of him. You're talking about a guy who has faith, believes in the Bible, and has opinions. And you're happy he's gone? He helped a certain person get elected. Maybe you don't like that person and you're happy he's gone. A husband to a wife, to a father, to a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old who never get to know their father. You piece of shit. However, I'll still pray for you. And I'd still talk to you. But I'll tell you what, if you think the way you think of Charlie Kirk, I have a lot of the same thoughts that he has. So if you don't think I'm gonna have my head on a swivel around you, think again, sweetheart. Knowledge is king, boys. And girls, knowledge is king. Don't unfriend them. Keep them. See what they have to say. Help them out. Let them talk. Lead them. Don't force them. Learn about them. See what type of people they are. See where they're coming from. Trust me, they like attention. Find out who they are. Let's see. I did actually write some stuff down. So, just a little more. Wow, I did kind of go in order. Listen. Don't insult. And if you're like me, be true. And I'm not insulting. I would actually like to hear them. But in a case where somebody's wishing somebody or is happy that somebody's gone, I'm going to pray for you. Not judging. I'm going to pray for you. Use them to understand, as I said. Others and enemies are easily, or enemies and others that don't have your, so they're not enemies, but say people who don't, in this case, who hate Charlie Kirk, right? In my case, I like him, right? Those people and your enemies can easily judge, show strength and anger. However, it's not as easy to judge passion, thoughts, and knowledge. Meaning, you can turn and you can reply with anger. You could try to bully. But don't. Show love, compassion, thoughts, maybe thoughts and prayers in my case, if somebody is that deranged. Not judging, just using a term. And knowledge, suck up who they are, as I said, listen and learn. Let's see. Oh yeah, so I already talked about that. If your child is mature enough, I don't even care the age. Child's mature enough, they need to see these videos. Again, I'm talking as if I was talking to my son or daughter. I showed them, and it hit them extremely different. That's reality. That's not TV. That's not real. And it's reality, and they see it, and it's ugly. The girl, my daughter had already seen it. My oldest had already seen it. She already was telling me what the gentleman had said. I'm just calling him. No reason, disrespect, whatever. The piece of shit, whatever. She was already telling me what he's telling me. But they need to see it. They need to see that happens. That would just be my recommendation, you know. Man, I just that video. I already explained that video. If they're only old enough to hear about it, explain it to them. But I'm telling you, it could be the difference between life and death. They'll remember those sights, and next time they go into a public area, you're gonna see them maybe a little more aware. And if you notice, and maybe I need to say this, I don't give a shit about white, black, crime, this, that, and the other. I'm stating the fact. I'm stating the fact that if it's a cop killing a white dude or black dude, it'd be all over the place. In this case, it was a black dude, white girl, and they all want to cover it up because it doesn't help their narrative, which is fucking ridiculous, and people need to open their eyes on that too. I'm talking in reality. I don't give a shit who's in there. If obviously I'm who I am. If the people in there look like me and my daughter goes in there, same fucking thing. Back against the wall, head on a swivel, hand on your fanny pack, if you know what I'm saying. Hand in your fanny pack. Don't matter. I'm talking about the scenario that happened. I'm calling it like I see it, but I'm saying in reality, it don't matter. You don't know them, you don't trust them. Keep your head on a swivel. I mean, the situation that happened, I mean, the girl was in a bad situation anyway. But I'll tell you what, and I even think my oldest could probably say this. She'd be the type of girl that, man, if that guy got the drop of me like that, even though I might have had 12 seconds, I could have gotten my fanny pack and as walking away with the last strength that and this is you want to talk about what real what a real woman is. I could see her saying, with my last, I might even not have last 12, I might have lost 2 seconds because of the 6 pulls of the trigger that I would have done to the guy that slit my throat. And I would at least have that satisfaction to see him go down before I went down. That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, let me get out of here. I'm going to post this on my Facebook as well too. But last thing. It's funny how these videos Charlie Kirk are out there. And I quickly record it because I'm like, man, these are going to be, anybody out there that wants to see these videos, if you on a comment, I'll get with you. I could pass you because I don't know if they're still out there. Because I got the videos, they're not blurred there, and you need to see. But interesting how these videos are out there, but yet some preload release of this trans shooter goes out to shoot church. It's totally insane. Doesn't get flagged. Because I'm sure it had to be uploaded and then finally released. They had no idea what was where it was at. Maybe I'm off on that. I don't know. But with Charlie Kirk, have no problem going out with these videos of everything that you see of him going. Have no problem with all these people laughing and celebrating and doing whatever. You know what? I'm going to give one to you, Charlie. I know. That's you, Charlie. I'll be having one for you this weekend, too. You be in my prayers. Your family be in my prayers, bro. It's just funny how some videos are out there. No problem. But you put some of these videos out there, get flagged. Nobody sees them. Shit posts. I got a lot of brothers and sisters out there. They immediately like, and then all of a sudden, I say something about the line that if we were sitting at a bar, I get a cheers for, and nothing. I get nothing. No likes, no nothing. My brother says I have no problem hitting the like button, but when I don't get any likes, it's usually about the 3rd or 4th pretty good post that I post. I get shit. I get nothing. Yeah, go figure. But everybody else could be posting. Oh, cheers for the bullet. Cheers for. Man, so I'm gonna leave you with this. Regulators. Let's mount up. If you know, you know. If you don't, ask somebody that does. And it's not the revenge, it's the reckoning. It's another clever saying. It's not about the revenge, it's about the reckoning. I'll end with this. You have extreme rights and you have extreme lefts. Now, you have some extreme rights that are so far right. Yeah, they come down. I don't really remember the last time anybody came out with a hardcore right person in the recent time that has done something outrageous. I mean, the two guys that went after Trump tried to say they were a Trump supporter. Make sense of that. This guy was a total Trump guy, and they tried to say, I'm talking about Charlie, they're trying to say a supporter shot him in celebration. Wake up. Let me explain this to you. The major right individuals were probably the bullies when they were in school. I'm just calling them, like I said, kind of the bullies in school. And you know who the hardcore lefts were? They were the whiny bitches that threw temper tantrums. Then in the middle, you have people like me. Conservative, likes the Second Amendment, serve the country. Patriot, who has a couple flags on their land. One with the red, white, and blue. The other's got a little rattlesnake with a little saying. Don't tread on me is what it says. And I'll take that to my grave. It's a good song. Look it up. So this is what I think. The ones that are far right, they are the bullies. But they grow up. They end up being the jocks, the stupid asses, the dumb asses, the hardcore, the shop guys, the, whatever. Oddly enough, that type of mentality can be attractive to females. So what do? They actually end up finding a woman. Shit, or maybe a man, I don't know, but they find companionship. Settles them down. Let's just be real. So they find a man, they find a woman. Woman brings them down a little bit. They got a family. They have no problem being patriots serving this country. They also have no problem working for what's right, being a true alpha to their family. Yeah, I'm sure there's problems here and there and all that, but it brings them down a little bit. So they're not a bully at 35 years old like they were in 6th grade. That's my philosophy. And that's why we don't have tons of wacky rights. Although there are a couple out there, for sure. But you don't see that many coming from this. Now the whiners on the other side, the temper tantrum, and a lot of them, like they say, you'll hear from everybody. Oh, they don't talk about race until it is about a white person. Oh, the most people that do this are white males. All right, fine, who cares? I ain't blaming them, but fine, you want to go off of your little story? Yeah, we'll go off of your little story. Well, the problem with them is they're usually left, and they're the whiners and the temper tantrum ones who never got their asses slapped by their parents because maybe they didn't have a nuclear family. They had whatever. They had a mom, couldn't say wait till daddy gets home, or they had a mom that wasn't strong enough to be a mom. I know a lot of my sister, before she passed away, brought her son up right. Now he's got a wife and a child. Got my little niece out there. Women can do it right, I'm saying, in these cases. But I'm telling you what, he ain't no damn whiner. He's being a true alpha to his family, providing, bringing home the bacon, taking care of his lady. Well, she's working too, but taking care of his lady and taking care of his baby. Their baby. Leftists are the whiners. Never got smacked enough. Always wanting, always leeching. Well, here's the issue. They don't get that early. They don't get it at all. They're never going to get it. So you want to know why all of a sudden, at least my philosophy, why you have all these people who want to get rid of the pinky. They want to now be called this. They now want to be called they, them, or whatever they want. Well, why in the hell do babies throw, or why do youngins throw temper tantrums? They want attention. They want to be seen. If I had any issues, I don't go around telling people they got to deal with me. I'm emotional. You need to come over and you need to give me a hug. Don't do that stuff. I don't need people to do that. I deal with my shit. If I'm having a bad day, might not do the best thing either, because that's what the bullies do or the alphas do. Might go have 1 or 2 men and 2 drinks. Maybe I'm gonna get in a fight. That's what men like I think should do. Not right, but maybe, hey, shit, that's what we do. Okay? All of a sudden I meet a good woman. She likes what I got. Tames me down a little bit. Now I'm at home. Other guys on the, no, all they want attention. They need attention. And they don't get it by respect. They get it by and being entitled. Well, you're going to have to call me this or you're insulting me. No, I ain't got to call you shit, homeboy. Right? No, it's all about wanting. They want attention. They want this, that, and the other. So when all of a sudden you want to you have all these situations. You have Trump getting shot at. You've had clerk. You had the girl getting stabbed. This, that, and the other. It's not done by strong men. Done by weak men. Like, I don't know if it's a whatever political whatever, but they're not done by strong men. They're done by people who need attention. People who need help. And they don't ask for it. They think they're entitled to it. And they go out and they do whatever the fuck they want to do. And when they don't get attention, they go to the next extreme. Now I'm going to cut this off and add these. I'm going to cut these off and add this. They need attention. Oh, now I'm this. Oh, I'm fluid. Shut the fuck up, man. I don't give a shit what you are. I'm a karaoke hell. I hang out with all those people. And I don't care. Because the people that at least I hang out with, they're fucking sane. They have issues, whatever. Maybe they do. But when I meet them, what's your name? Oh, I go by Michael. All right, Michael, I'm going to call you Michael. We're good. That's all we need to know. I'm not going to live in your delusion. But you know what? If you're Michael, stand on common ground with you. I respect you enough for that. Okay? No, these people need attention. What does happen when they don't get attention? This is what happens. This is what happens. They go out and they have a temper tantrum. And as you get older, this is what happens. But let me leave you with this. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. When you continue to have a temper tantrum and you continue, and mommy's there, eventually, daddy comes home. And let me tell you something. Charlie Kirk, daddy's on his way. You might want to fucking wake up. Again, regulators, let's mount up. Wake the fuck up. Because I'm telling you what, you don't want daddy to come home while you're still having this temper tantrum. I'm telling you. It's not about revenge, it's a reckoning. I'll leave you with this. Stay in school.